Hello and welcome back to Dash 28 Live. I'm your host, Mike Adkins, and today we're bringing you another match from the final round of Call to Arms 5. This time we'll be bringing you the Table 7 match between Tio Adam Padley and Exequiel from Argentina. Hey guys, welcome. Great to have you here. Also helping me commentate the match, we got Tom Robinson and Luis Serra. So it's an all undead panel here to commentate on a match with no undead armies. We're probably going to spend most of the match saying how it would be better if they were both playing undead.
Shall we just re-roll?
Just re-roll real quick, yeah. We'll send you new lists. It'll be fine. We'll fix them for you. So you guys are going to be playing Pillage with 7 tokens at 2,300 points. And without further ado, let's take a look at some lists so people know what they're going to be looking at. All right. So this is Adam's Night Stalkers. Adam, could you walk us through your list, please?
Yeah, it involves... so I've gone for double regiment scarecrows, double horde scarecrows, just because they're solid for what they are. There's no wrong with them. Triple 10 phantoms, cost a little bit more chaff, never hurts. Regiment and a horde of butchers, because I like butchers. 3 mind screeches because mind fog 6 is very good.
And he has no imagination.
Yeah. I trust you.
The thing is, I opened Night Stalkers on Easy Army, and there were already 3 preloaded. it won't let me delete them, so I don't really know. I just had to run with it, you see. So I have a regiment of fiends and a horde of fiends. The horde has Pathfinder, a terror. The other monster's probably better, but I really like the terror. A shade, a horror with broomstick, because I might as well put some lightning bolt into the list. I've also given him Bane Chant as well, and then I've got my personal favourite, 2 Reaper Soul Drinkers.
All right, cool. That's 17 drops. Yeah, 17 drops and 25 unit strength. Cool deal. All right. All right, so now let's pop over and take a look at X's Kingdoms of Men. Could you walk us through your list, please?
Yes. You have to say something for my English, like for the audience.
That's fine.
That's all right. Anything you can probably better than Padley.
We might have to say something about my English as well.
Yeah, we might.
It's perfect. Okay. I have a regiment of polearm, a horde, both with Iron Will. Rule is a very good rule. 3 regiment of militia move, infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regiment of fanatic cannon crystal cannons. 1 and both 4 with objects. Objects.
Sure.
For what's I don't remember my list.
Okay.
2 generals, 1 with fury and another with headstrong, baby dragons, I think.
Baby dragons. Yeah.
1 cheap hero on horse with blade of slashing. 1, 2, 3 wizards, with 2 with Bane Chant, all 3 with Lightning Bolt 3, and 1 have Boomstick. And El Capitan, and the captain, I love him.
He's all right.
Yeah.
18 units and something of unique strength.
33 unit strength, kind of a lot, right? Yeah, it's not a big deal. Nothing major there. All right. Thanks for going through your list. Let's take a look at your Universal Battle Room. Okay, so
Let
this
me
is the
see-
standard.
No, continue, please.
Okay.
I
So this is
made
the
it
standard.
green somehow.
Sure thing. It's a standard round 6 map with lots of little pieces of terrain. Some of the hills are height 1. The ones off to the sides are height 1. The ones in the middle are height 3. There's a couple of obstacles. How much of this are you guys playing as obstacles? Are you playing all of the rubble or just the solid wall piece or what?
Just do the terrain bit. If you're touching
Okay.
it,
All.
makes
Okay.
it easier.
Okay, cool. All right then. And you guys are using these little tombstone markers. I can see that you put little ones next to them to indicate where the terrain pieces are because they kind of blend in a little bit.
And there's a couple hidden, so.
Sure. Yeah. You guys deployed some right on top of them. That's good. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 over here on the left side of the river, and then one on the hill, kind of on the right, and then the other 2 on the long hill, all the way over on the right. Cool.
Mhm.
And looks like X is up top and Adam's on the bottom. So X, could you walk us through your deployment, please? Starting over on your left.
Okay. Mm, I have a first wall of meat of militia, horde of polearm, regiment of polearm. This is berserker with pathfinder because forest.
Yep.
Militia. My team of switch. The audience can be the names on screen.
Mm-hmm.
On next line, I have one of Berserker clean, one Berserker with Strider, one Berserker with Elite, one Berserker clean, one Berserker with Blood of the Old King. This is Carlo Francisco. He has Headstrong, El Capitan. My cheap hero is not em, valeroso, Luis, ¿cómo sería?
Brave.
Brave. It's not so brave. And my another duke with fury on this corner from fight with all of his.
All right,
You
great.
can do it. You can do it. Okay.
All right, and Adam, could you walk us through your deployment starting over here on your left with your Fiend Regiment?
Yeah, so we've got Regiment of Fiend, Horde of Scarecrows, Terror, Horde of Scarecrows, 2 Reaper Soldiering sat behind, a battery for Mind Fog or Mind Prod or whatever it's called, Butcher Regiment, Shade, not Shade, what's the other one? Horror. Bane
Yeah.
Champ. Unit of Fiends with Pathfinder, Phantoms behind, Scarecrow Regiment, and then I've got a Horde of Butchers. I've got a Horde of Butchers and a Shade there. One thing I will point out is we did the captain's redeployment rule off screen, and the Horde of Pole Arms was here. The other flyer was there, and the captain, the hero was over here as well.
Yep.
So I had to deploy both sides because the switch was very easily either way.
All right. Thanks for letting us know that. Okay, and we've got you guys. We've got your clock number. That's it. Thanks so much for walking us through your setup, guys. I appreciate it. Have fun. Good luck to both of you, and we will see you back here when you're done.
Thank you, Mike. And
Cheers,
Dash 28 for the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely, man.
And my English is not.
You're fine, man. You're doing fine.
Padley's not apologising, he really should be apologising.
Nah, just deal with me.
Okay.
All right.
Nice one. Right, let's go.
Go action.
Peace.
All right. Very interesting. Yeah, so like Adam was saying, X did kind of deploy all the way across the table and then rolled a 3 on the D3 for the captain. So he did kind of shift almost his entire right over to the left side, which I guess makes sense because there's 4 objectives over there and 3 on the other side. So if you're going to pick one half of the table to fight over, like, that's the half. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yes, it's. I always told you it's a common strategy in Exe, like kind of make you think that he's going for a center deployment, going heavy on the center, like deploying the 1 units on the left, start some units on the center, some units on the right, and then he will deploy one of the big hordes on the other side, and then he'll start deploy a lot of units on the left. But by the time he's doing that, by the time he's deploying units on the left, you already have deployed maybe 8 drops or something, and you can do nothing about it unless you are expecting that. And then with the captain, he shifts the horde, and if he can, he shifts nothing, and he goes heavy left. So it's a valid strategy because if you don't have many fast units, some of your units like the butcher horde will be like far off the game.
Mm-hmm. So Adam won the roll to go first and has elected to go first, which I think is interesting because he's got 18 Wind Blast, which going on the bottom of the turn would give him the opportunity to blow X's units off of objectives without him being able to move them back potentially.
Yeah, he's also got 24 Lightning Bolt, which I'm fairly sure he wants to get the first round in.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, there's also that.
There's a nice little gap at the moment when he moves forward to get all 3 Screeches on the Berserkers behind the wood before they get into the wood.
Yes. Exe has a lot of draws, but he's very low on defense, so those lightning bolts are going to hurt. And Padley must make him suffer if he wants.
Yeah, but neither side really likes lightning. Ezekiel's got 12 lightning on his own side, hasn't he? So that's. I don't know if it's going to end up in a counter battery fight where one set of lightning bolts, one set of lightning bolt, or they're just going to ignore each other and say you do you, and whoever's left at the end wins.
Could be, but the thing about Adams is they score.
Yes, that is why Mind Screech is so good, is that they can just bugger off and go send an objective after they spend the entire turn before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they score and they fly. They can pass through impassable terrain, units, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd have liked to see Padley be more aggressive on the right. Like, they'll just send those Fiends 16 inch up and go, all right, what are you going to do? Because at the moment they're out of the game, and it's another turn to get in the game. And if they're up there immediately, turn 1, Ezekiel's going to have to slow down in his center in turn so he doesn't pick up flanks.
Yeah, and he could easily have gone forward a little bit more and gotten out of the arc of the general and not even had to worry about anything really. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're not really worried about this hero getting in their way that badly. 6.
I think he just doesn't want to get lightning bolted.
Yeah, that could be.
So he's playing in some cover there.
I feel like this is a similar list to the one we've seen Adam play before. Lots of scarecrows, like a little bit of speed, a little bit of grind, whole bunch of lightning bolt.
This is his normal list. This is what he usually plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No zombie trolls though.
Yeah, no zombie trolls. Sadly, best unit in the game. Especially when you put like 40 surge behind them, then they're really the best unit in the game. They're going to hit a flank on the other side of the table. No big deal.
Speed 13 at that point.
But we were talking. This is pretty similar to the list that we've seen X play at other events. He just usually has cannons, and he may have swapped those out for maybe some more infantry or some lightning bolts, possibly expecting that Adam was going to bring Night Stalkers.
Yeah,
yes.
And you could also say it's a good idea for this. It's like a scenario because pillage. There's 7 pillage tokens, all like unit strength. You out unit strength anybody else is still on the objective. You've got so much there.
Yes, I think it's the same list I played on the Vanguard GT against him, but he drops the cannon, he adds some wizards, and he's added another regiment of fanatics.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the cheap hero he didn't have.
All right, looks like we've moved on to lightning. Lightning bolts add one of the militia mobs, looks like.
So thing is, Adam has the 3 on the right super easy, and Exe has to storm the left. He has to completely beat him on the left to get all 4.
I'm just trying to figure out what the hell Padley's doing with his shooting here. I think 2 of those rolls were out of order, so it's just beating together what did what. But yeah, it's pretty much what you expected. He took the shots at the Fanatics when he could. What, Berserker's Fanatic? Yeah. And I guess he was going for an early waiver on the Militia Regiment. Yeah, which he gets because they're 11-14. I'm not a fan of Militia Regiments. I'm not. Like, they're the same points as zombies. However, zombies are dash 14, militia are 11-14.
Yeah, that's a very low
They
weight
don't
point.
unlock, and they're crap in combat.
They're still very cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in Kingdom of Endless, where you're fairly cheap anyway, like, spend a little bit more points or take a troop of foot guard or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not unlocking anyway, so who cares? A troop of foot guard's pretty much as good as nerve-wise.
All right, so that's going to take us to the bottom of turn 1. This is X's first turn. He's got 1 wavered unit kind of in the middle of the table. So we'll see if that bothers him at all. Or if he's got so many units he
can't march over it is the issue.
Yeah,
maybe if he backs up an inch, he might have the room to march in front of it. But it slows him down. It kind of sucks. Otherwise, it's maximum attack.
Yeah.
Where's the horror? I can't see him.
See if I can find it.
Right there between the...
Yeah. Now I see him.
Yeah. All right, so there's a regiment of fiends, a horde of scarecrows, and a terror kind of over here in an easy spot to face off against all of X's infantry. Is he really bothered by any of that, or is he basically just going to move everything forward on that side of the river as fast as he can? Like, is there any reason to delay or take your time, or does he really just want to get into it as fast as possible over there?
I think so.
I think Padley can do little shenanigans here and there to ensure that what's coming at him is drip fed piece at a time, so he can pick up. Like, he can effectively trade pieces in his favour, but he doesn't have enough pieces to do that. So the stuff he can do, like making so the pole arms can't fit against the Scarecrow horde by moving both the other 2 up in it a little bit. And obviously, that terror's not going anywhere in terms of it's got ensnare and regen. I like the terror. You don't see it that much because the Shadow Hawks tend to be a more popular choice, but it is pretty nails.
Yes, that snare is, and the regen is very good.
Obviously, it's in terrain as well, so if those pole arms were to go in there for any reason, they hit on 6s, in which case, they're doing good at all.
I think X strategies, he brings a wall of units he doesn't care about, like Militia Bob or polearm blocks. And then he has the Berserkers, which are really fragile, but those 15 attacks on 3s with Crushing and then probably Bane Chanted, they really hurt. So I think just advance with the cheap. Advance, you're going to hit the polearm or the Militia, and then my Fanatics are going to counterattack.
Yeah, I ran something similar stuff for Kingdoms of Men. I think it was 8 troops of polearms. I had a 10-troop polearm version. I had 8 troops of polearms, had 2 hordes of polearms, a horde of Berserkers, some other... no, it's 3. Yeah, 3 regiments of foot guard, 4-arm horde, 8 troops with 4 arms. And just like I had a giant wall, so it's like, all right, cool, you've killed 3 units. Or whatever. Like, oh, this seems really hard to kill. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but I've got 3 units in your flank because you can't kill everything.
Yes, you have so many units you don't care to lose a few.
Like playing against elves, it's like, haha, I have elves back in the day when we had the whole shooting, like the all right, cool, you're gonna get a bull troop. You can kill another 6 every time, then you get charged by 3-4 more troops. So, But weight of numbers is definitely a way to play. I'd love to see Ezequiel's list play against Nick's version.
Scarecrow.
Well, Scarecrow hordes, yeah.
15 halls of scarecrows with support units, because that has just been an absolute night.
Yeah, that's one of those games where you're definitely like, okay, we're going to play on a clock. It's going to take us 4 hours just to move all these damn things.
We're not playing normal Kings of War anymore.
No.
It's a completely different game at this point.
Yeah, or Ray Wyant at this past U.S. Masters played in Best of the Rest, and his army was just all hordes of zombies.
Yeah, that's our original idea. We just like the idea of, what do you just put 20 regiments of zombies down and just go have fun.
Yeah.
Then we stopped when actually scarecrows do everything better than zombies. So
yeah, sadly.
Yeah, scarecrows are so good.
It's a shame Undead can't be the best at literally everything, isn't it? No, I'm happy now. I've got it in again. You got to do it one every stream, right? One every stream.
Yep.
Yes, we have zombie trolls.
That's right.
Yeah.
We all 3 went heavy zombie trolls list on our 6th round.
They're a quite a good analogy for butchers, really. The butchers are
Yeah.
zombie trolls are in a similar. But I think obviously butchers are a little bit better by a margin. So.
Yeah, but you can't search them, so.
Yeah.
All right, oops, forgot to add the clock to the stream. Here we go. They are playing on 80-minute clocks for the round. This is, of course, the final round of this Called Arms tournament. And coming up next weekend, I believe on Saturday, we're going to have the Table 2 match, and then on Sunday, we're going to have the Top Table match. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled for those announcements. And come check us out next weekend. They should be really good. Depending on what happens on the top table, it's possible that somebody on the second table could slip past them if they draw, or if whoever wins gets just a very small win. And if they both draw, then it's likely the Tom will win.
I've got an outside shot. It's a long shot, but it just might work.
Just might work. Could work.
I do love the Shade. It's such a good, cheap character. There's obviously Mindthirst, Dread, and Stealthy, and all that kind of crap's great, but just 120, 130 points for a flying against 5 character who can fight like.
Yeah, 135 points for 5 flying attacks.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's just mental. Absolutely, man. You never see them, but I think it's because Night Stalkers have the problem where all their amazing, well, all their unlocks are amazing. You want Planar Aberrations, you want Mind Screeches, and you want your Dread Fiends. You don't see Void Lurkers, and Void Lurkers themselves are a really, really, really good discounted dragon, not spending any points on the Breath Route. They're really cheap, but you never see them because everything else on the Night Stalker list just seems to take me dead. So Shade is another one of those. Like the Reaper Soul Drinker is also really good. It falls into that little gap where you don't see them, not because they're bad, but because everything else is better. Same with the Undead problem. You don't see this, that, and the other Undead character, not because they're bad, just because the rest of the Undead roster is amazing. It's a nice problem to have, I guess, for that lot. So
it is.
I like putting Vanguard or Scout, on my Shade, just for that sneaky turn 1 charge. You can scout 20 inches up the board before you actually start the game. It's just great. So much fun.
Yes, Shade is great. I think in Spain it's quite popular on the Spanish Night Attackers players. I think he's now been changed by this new character, the Shakira one.
Yes, yeah, she has become the preeminent spot for that. I think Nick Williams did a bit of statistics off of it, Easy Amulis, for how like a bunch of tournaments, like it was 10, 15 times something. And Shakira was the most commonly taken unit in the entirety of the Night Stalker list. That tells you something.
Yeah.
I don't know why Padley didn't bring her, but hey, I'm not going to complain. His loss.
Yeah. I'm sure if you did the same thing for the first few tournaments of third edition for like Undead, you'd find that Morgoth was the most commonly taken, and
yes.
I don't know if Abyssal players still all take Bazuzu or not, because I haven't seen it.
I have an Abyssal army. I don't take Bazuzu anymore. There's no point.
No.
You can get because Abyssals is another one with amazing unlock options. Like the base stuff is kind of meh, but like like Seductress is amazing. I take her with Scout all the time. Does a similar job as a Shade does here, but she's got Duelist, so you can go up, turn, and just do a nice you can do a nice little line right across all three wizards. Stuff like that, because obviously it's Duelist. I've done it before where I got a turn 1 charge, taking out a Standard Bearer, overhand to a Chaff unit, kill the Chaff unit, and I'm in the backlines going, what can you do? The wing champion as well, Abyssal champion with wings. Again, it's a cut price Pazuzu. However, he's got normal inspiring and he's got Fury.
Yes, but as you said, they have so many unlocking options that maybe people just throw Mighty Busu or the Seductress instead of the Flying Champion.
It does a similar job, not quite as well, but it's far cheaper. And if you get a Warlock for free, then who cares?
Yeah.
I don't really rate Pazuzu anymore. He's not really all that. He's barely combat here, more over a little champion. He's now scared of vampires, which is unfortunate.
Sure. Yeah, I used to take Bazuzu all the time in second.
He was a menace, though. Absolute menace was Pazuzu.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about him is that he didn't have Fury because he was not actually an Abyssal. He was an Abyssal Dwarf. So he had Vicious instead of Fury. And it was the only thing in the army that didn't have Fury. So, of course, that's the unit that gets wavered all the time. And I'm like, haha, wait, shit. Never mind. Fine.
Because when your opponent does that and they're chasing Bazuzu around with their combat character trying to get the wave and it's not happening, so Bazuzu runs off, regens, and goes fight something else, and you're like, stop him.
Yep. Just ping pongs around hitting whatever in the back. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. So much fun. Just annoying the hell out of your opponent.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to complain about him being nerfed. He was a menace. Right, Lightning.
I'm not sure what he's shooting at. I guess we'll find out.
Probably Mind Screech, because he's behind cover, so he's only got line of sight on the Mind Screeches. Maybe the Fiends, because they'll be visible over the hill. But either case, they're going to be cover for him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think Adam touched it. Yep, Mind Screech. Okay. Yep. And there's all the rest.
Wow.
Rolled together.
Oh,
I think maybe he rolled one that had cover, and then the other two together that didn't, or something like that.
They did have cover because they were hitting on 5, so he got 5 hits out of 9,
and rolled an 11.
Mind Screech.
So that's one Mind Screech gone, isn't it? What's in there? 15.
13, 15, yeah. And
yes.
Obviously no inspiring about because it's Night Stalkers.
Yeah.
Ooh, that stings.
So there's your counter battery fire.
Yes, that's big for Exe.
Yeah, as out of the box. Like, even if it had only got like 4 damage, it still would have killed him because that nerf roll was awesome.
Yeah.
The Night Stalker's only problem is they don't inspire and they have to go steal it.
Yep. So if you can shoot them down the first couple turns before they get across the table to you, you can get lucky like that with a spiky roll. All right. Well, we thought Adam got a little lucky with a waiver at the top of turn 1, but X answers by picking up a Mind Screech in the bottom of turn 1.
Yeah.
I'll see your lightning and raise you 1. All right.
Yes, and lightning ball is things that Exequiel should be more concerned about.
Yeah, Ezekiel will win the fight. It's just later on when your polearm horde's on 16 damage and the lightning bolt turns up, goes 3 more, off you go.
Right.
Yep.
And that polearm horde was straddling 2 objectives to hold them both, and you lose them both. Yeah. Yep.
And of course, again, at the end of the game, if there's little holes here and there where those mind creatures can bugger off and pick up objectives, they will.
Yep.
Padley, really all he needs to do is defend the rear left objective because he's going to gate the right side. So if he can use his entire army to stop Ezekiel from getting to the bottom left objective, he's okay. And the mind creatures can do their part in last turn, just jumping across. But you don't know. You can't that might be a game plan, but you can't tell. Like if Ezekiel gets another good roll and the lightning picks up another mind creature, then his plan's going to have to change and have to adapt.
Yeah. Losing a Mind Screech early kind of hurts, but I don't know that it needs to change Adam's game plan because it's still only turn 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's see, start bringing those soul drinkers across. Put them either side of the horde so that if and when you need to start declaring charges, you can use individuals to get in the way. Oh no, they're not mighty. There's ways you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're speed 6. They got pretty good speed on them for infantry hero.
Very quick,
Yeah. I'm not sold on him. We'll see what he does over the course of the game. Maybe he'll change my mind. It's happened before. I've definitely watched plenty of these streams where I was like, I don't know why they put this in their list, and then I watched the game and I'm like, oh, okay, someone that's smart enough to know what to do with them actually. Okay, cool. I have to remember that.
It can be something as simple as when the polearm horde comes forward and they both charge into the polearm horde, and that's 10 melee 3 crushing 1 attacks, which hurts on a defense 3 unit. Mm-hmm. Anything they go into actually together is scaring.
Yes.
They can quite feasibly take a fanatic regiment out in one go, just to do them.
And even though if they don't kill for 80 points, just to be able to stop something that you need to stop for a turn is good. And 5 attacks on 3 is crushing 1. It's pretty reliable.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a little bit of an interesting development all the way over here on the right. Adam's flown the shade up to just be out of the arc of the general.
Yeah, it's pressure in the general, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think he's gone a bit too far there. I'd like the shade to be straddling the edge of the hill because the general can just jump straight over the impassable there and be hidden from the shade and then just deploy. Done. He's picked, made 3 units stay put.
Right. The dance continues instead of being over. Oh, is he listening to us?
No, because he'd be reacting far too quickly for that. Padley doesn't think that quick.
It's always fun when little things happen like that during the broadcast. And you're like, are they listening to us? Didn't we just say to move that?
Yeah, I think it's usually because you're on the same thought lines, aren't you? You're thinking of what's the next play, what happens next turn, and the turn after that.
Right. And then it hits you, oh, wait, I forgot to check that one thing. Shit, let me go back and move it. Yeah.
I mean, you had it when I was playing with my herd list. You're like, oh, yeah, he recognises the butcher's in? He's done this, that, and the other. And then you'll see me do the move a bit later on because I've seen the thing.
Yeah.
So thinking along similar lines.
Yeah.
I don't remember. What's the shade on the front of the general?
He's out of the front arc. I think that's why he's done that.
No. Before he moved the shade, I meant.
What do you mean he was in range to charge it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the general is only there to delay the other units.
I think he was. I think Padley didn't want to risk the shade getting countercharged, picked up, and then the butcher's not being there to finish the fight.
Okay. Yeah, because the butchers couldn't move in range. Yeah, I get what you mean.
He's going to win that flank. I don't know why. I think he doesn't know why he'd risk it. The problem is it slows down bringing the shade into the fight on the left.
Yep. I know I do move my pieces like that sometimes. It's like, all right, let me just put it here, and I'll step back and take a look at it and see how dumb that move was. It's like, okay, is it in anything anywhere? And then you start moving around, If you don't check all of your everything before you move, you end up putting it there and then sliding it later. But I think that makes for a more interesting broadcast, though, because if you think through it all in advance and then just slide everything exactly where you want it, then it doesn't give us anything to talk about. All right, Adam's moved on to shooting after moving his stuff up. Where are we going? Looks like he's continuing to target those fanatics with 36.
Everything.
Not 36. 6. There you go. 3 hits even in cover. Pretty good.
Yeah, 3 damage.
moves. Let's go up to 7. 3 more hits.
And that's another 3.
Yeah. And
It must be a very stormy day because there's a lot of lightning flying about.
Must be. Yeah, the horror can't shoot at them, though, because the scarecrows are blocking line of sight. He'll probably shoot at the polearms, like? If you can see them around the forest.
Yes, he can. There's a little gap between the scarecrows.
Yeah. Gets 2 hits there. Gets 1 wound,
Yeah,
maybe? Yeah. All right, but that's 10 wounds on a fanatic unit, though. They're dash 15.
What are
So
they?
it means
Dash 15?
yeah.
16 at the
5
moment
points.
because of the captain.
Right.
Yep. And again.
All right.
Boom. I think you'd have asked Padley though. At the start of the game, at turn 2, Padley would be down a Mind Screech and Ezequiel would be down a Fanatic Regiment. I don't think Padley would like that trade. So, indicative, maybe. I mean, that Kingdom of Men battle line is staggered as hell. If someone could do a bit of translating for us there. Something about
What?
one. That's love, isn't it?
Yeah, the one love that's only left for me is Exe and Kings of War Argentina. Let's go, my dear.
So someone's turned up to cheerlead, right?
Got it.
Or cheerleader.
All right, so I think that's
Padley's crap.
that's going to take us up to the bottom of turn 2. And we'll see what X is going to do.
To be fair, both of their battle lines are all over the shop. Like there's roughly a line on Padley's side. But,
he's got the Terror back. Does the Terror have Strider? Horror, rather?
It
No,
does.
it's called Terror. It does. It has Strider. Okay.
Yes.
most
Yes,
of
it
the
does.
giant variants do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do with the Duke. I don't know. You're just going to make sure the shades in the rear and cat fit. Good move.
Yes. I'm sad for the Titans. I think the Titans are not being much used. They're the 50mm base monsters. I see them in a lot of lists, but I don't often see giant stuff type of Titans.
Yeah, Giants because they've got better, they've also got into the points bracket where you struggle to find the spot for them because they're pushing up to your mini dragon level in terms of points.
Right.
And you'd honestly prefer a mini dragon. I'd rather have a Duke and Allies over a Giant any day of the week if I was looking at raw deal.
Yes. And also, even with dragons, we usually see more baby dragons, as we call them, the little dragons that come in 50mm base than 75mm base dragons.
Yeah.
I think that
There's a big difference. I've got an Archfiend model and I put him on the 75 base because he fit better. Then I was playing with it and I'm like there's so many times that I'm 10 mil within sight. If I was on a 50mm base, I'd be 10 mil out of sight because of the angles.
yes,
Why have I done this? I'm just putting myself at a massive disadvantage for no reason. And the reason is because I made a cool lava base and I'm sticking with it. God damn it!
yeah, I did the same in second. Like this is supposed to come in a 75mm base because Mantic sells it that way. I'm going to base it like that, even though I know it's worse.
Yeah.
And you get that little bit of a superior feeling that I've done it 5mm base.
Yes, I'm
You
pure.
model onto a 50mm and it doesn't fit on there and it looks silly. However, it plays a little bit on the tabletop. I'm feeling morally superior right now.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay.
Spicy charge there.
Didn't see where it started, but I
Near the hill, but I don't know if he was touching the hill before he did the free pivot, because if he weren't, he couldn't done it. But I don't. I was distracted and I didn't see it.
I'm not sure. Well, the Mind Screech is height 5, so you can see it over the hill, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the issue: is that
Yeah.
you just look at an individual like, does it fit through that gap? And you don't go for the 3 pivots you need to actually fit through the gap. You've gone, does it fit through the gap? And you've ignored the how many pivots do I need to do it issue. Because individuals are weird and finicky.
Still, he only has 3 attacks on 3s with crushing 1, which has a decent chance of not doing a single wound.
Why not? He's safe. What does Padley send in? Does he send in the Phantoms? How does he deal with it? I mean, he's got 2 Reaper Soul Drinkers who would quite happily turn around and go, "Oh, Julius, we were made for this." And to be honest, he's got the time to do that. So it might just be that for the sake of getting off Mind Screech for a turn, Exequiel might have given away a really important chaff piece.
Yes, and they are the soul drinkers. They are good defense for the mind screeches against individuals, because they can kill whatever comes near.
Well, yeah, Bazuzu would be scared to turn up there.
Yeah.
20 melee, 3 crushing, 1 attacks, and there's Bane Chant nearby if he wants it.
Yeah, double duelists. Ugh. And the hero's not that bossy. He's only 10-12.
Cheap. They're only 80 points a piece. Oh, wait, did he put Indomitable Will on it? He should have.
On the hero, he did not put Indomitable Will on the hero.
Oh, it's 5 points. Always put it on it. Because he goes with dash 12 then, because then if you would be wavered normally and you pop Inspiring, A, you get Inspiring, B, you're fearless. So if they would have waved you last time, you're not wavered. If you've been killed, you get another shot at it. And then you get to chaff again for free. So it's a 5-point item, but it's worth like 15 points of utility. Great.
Yes.
I'd have liked to have seen that.
Spanish community, we always say that the Indomitable Will option is most of the times a mistake. It's included there. You don't have the option.
No, it's such a good. It's so good because it's not just like gameplay wise, her, it might be too good, but it takes 2 armies being Kingdom of Menorodia, and it really does give them that little bit of
it's amazing
soul to them. It feels that represents that's why I like playing human armies in fantastical worlds, because I love the idea of the human spirit being embodied in some way, and you don't really get that like before. This just one item just does it. Probably my favourite thing that got added to Kingdom of Menorodia. So,
it's very good. It's amazing.
My favourite 3rd edition thing for him, anyway.
It's almost fearless for 10 points.
Yeah.
Well, love it. I just wish stuff like your generals and stuff could take it. Or the only units that can really get it are your normal like line troops. Like your super big, your general wing beast, or your fanatics, they can't take it. It's a bit odd. I also like it on a Nighthawk with a battle shrine stood behind them to make them dash 25 nerve. I need a shower now. It's great.
So X has kind of moved everything forward over there on the left and hasn't left anything back to hold that top left objective. I was kind of expecting that militia mob in front of the berserkers to kind of hang back. I guess he's going to turn something to go back eventually. He's planning on
it. He can always turn and move back with something, even if I think he's confident that the general will live. Will kill the regiment of Finns, and then he's able to fly away and go back. Or any regiment can at some point.
Right.
maybe he's right. Maybe there's no point if letting it behind on turn 2. If you need it on turn 4, you can just turn around and go.
Yeah. I think I've been playing Undead too long. I'm like, he'll never get back if he walks away. Oh, no, he can march. Never mind. Yeah.
You should add more.
Turns, he'll get there.
Should add more search to your.
Yeah. I should redo my list. I've been playing the same list for too long.
It's really it's like a certain if you find those little gaps which people haven't seen, and there's always gaps which is good. In your entire army shambles, you got to find a gap. It's so powerful is that amount of search to turn around and go, all right, this unit shouldn't be here, should it? Because it's going to go 18 inches across the board, and now you don't want it there at all. So good, especially on stuff like whites, where whites just fling themselves 20 board. Oh, I've done it with RevCap hordes where they've charged turn 1. So, well. I did to an idol show up. I got Bane Chant on a RevCap horde with Brewer Strength. They're going with 32 attacks, 4 and 2s. Do like 15 damage and double 1.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's karma.
Yeah. Just begging for it. Begging for Snake Eyes.
It's got to happen on it.
Yeah. All right. I think that should be most of X's movement. He shuffled his wizards over so they can see, or maybe get clear shots at the unengaged Mind Screech.
Yes.
So I'm guessing he'll try to pick that one up as well, just to get them all off the table if he can, or get them shut down for a turn.
Yes, he's pivoted his line a little bit to face more to the right.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe he's listened to me. Or he's no. I'm going back.
Yeah, I mean, he does have to somewhat worry about these fiends next turn. They could come over there, get into something.
Yeah, his issue now is that the general wing base is doing a good job of covering the fiends. Advancing. Yeah. That's why that shade really should have been further back, just so he couldn't make it, so he couldn't fit because he would be giving up a flank or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
General wing of beats is an amazing unit.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, great value for points. No Duke and Arrowles, but we can't all be riding, big wing dogs.
Sure. Yeah, so it looks like the way he's positioned them, the fiends could charge the berserkers in the front, but they can't get in the front because the militia mob is in the way. And the militia mob is giving up a flank because they don't care. They'll die to a front or flank charge anyway.
They are here. They are there for dying.
Yeah.
That'd be a case. He just has to hold now until he's got the general out of the way so he can actually make a charge. But then he's still got to get the militia out of the way, in which case the fiends will get dragged down if the fanatics get a charge on them. It won't kill them. Fanatics will probably die in return, but then there's a second regiment with lightning bolts, so the fiends will go down. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
And they've got to hold back, which isn't. Padley needs to clear unit strength. Take some units up and get them out of the way. He needs to bog stuff down. If he's not doing that, then he's not going to have more tokens. Exequiel will take the bottom left at this rate.
All right, moving on to shooting.
He's left nothing in the top left corner, which seems like absolute madness when you've got militias. Seems like their job is to stand in the corner out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing from the first one?
Oh, yeah, because they're defense 4. Yep. So nothing from the first one, but then let's see if he rolls the other two together. One more wizard and one with a boomstick.
Not as good this time. There's one. Double 6. Go on, do it. Go on. Go on. Go on. There you go.
There we go. All right, dice swing back.
Yeah,
all right,
I mean,
so
that's about right, isn't it? If he was going to fire the first one and rolled average first time, and then he rolled average second time, it'd probably be the same result. So
Yep. So here's the general on Winged Beast against the Fiend Regiment.
Well, yeah, 5. That's you can't complain. 5's good.
Fiend Regiment's 13, 15.
Yes,
5 and 9. That's a waiver. Yep. That's a good waiver there.
Because that Winged Beast can then either pick them up or, probably more importantly, jump over, and the Fanatics can pick up the things after that. Padley's seen that, then Padley really should back up. Stop that from happening to force the general to spend another turn finishing more.
Yep. Looks like we're probably going to go on to the pole arms versus the scarecrows.
I don't like how Padley let him do that. Like, pole arms want to fight scarecrows.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Something nice and low defense that they can wail on.
They can realistically, well, I mean, now that it's inspiring, then probably not as likely, but they can one-shot them.
That's what, 10 wounds? Yeah, 5. Not going to get them, but still, it's 10 wounds on your Scarecrow Horde.
Yeah, you don't want that.
All right, moving on to the hero. Gets 3 hits. Gets 2 wounds. And rolls an 11.
Waiver.
Waiver.
All right. It's another big nerve roll. He loves taking out Mind Screeches with big nerve rolls.
Yes. I mean, 1 wound is the only thing he needed to stop lightning bolting, but still he will not be able to countercharge.
Yep.
And Fiends are all, the Mass Creatures, sorry, they're okay in combat. It might add 1 more damage to when the Soul Drinker decide they're going to double team the hero.
And that's going to take us to the top of turn 3. Adam's turn 3 here. So he didn't lose any units in combat, but he's got 2 wavered units. His Scarecrows have 10 wounds. And I believe the Terror is still in the front of the pole arms. But if the Scarecrows countercharge and the Terror wants to charge, I guess they would slide down just enough to make a little space for him.
Yeah. That's a good move. Because you need to pick up the pole arm hard, really.
Yeah. Yeah, just too much unit strength and too wide to leave over there with that many objectives.
The horror can get along there to Bane Chant as well, which pushes it up to a really good shot.
He's going with the Fiends onto the militia block.
Yeah, I think he's looking at where the reform.
Oh, yeah. Just checking.
And it's not. It's a 70-point unit who gives a crap. You've got to get out of the way at some point, but not for the sake of losing the Fiend mod.
Yeah, you don't want to send your fast hammer unit in to get flanked by a flying general. Or flanked by berserkers.
Or, multi-charge by fanatics. No.
That's been my general impression the couple of times I've watched X play is that when you look at his list, you're like, oh, it's just a bunch of regiments of dudes. But then you realize that like every charge is like a swarm of guys coming at you. Multiple regiments and stuff.
When on the Vanguard GT, you did before the matchup roundup and commentary list. And when you arrived to X's list, one of the commentators said that list was absolute garbage. And then he won the tournament.
Yeah.
And we make...
Those kind of lists can surprise you. The Kingdom list I played with 8 pole arms and like 3 regiments of foot guard, 2 regiments of pole arms, 2 hordes of whatever infantry. I built that on the basis that what sucks in the Kings of War meta, it's small troops of melee infantry, regiments of mediocre infantry, and mostly Kings of Men suck is back in 2nd edition. And it played really well because I found a style of play which people didn't have an answer for. Like when elves were so good at the time, elves can only kill one with it. If you send them on the board, there you go.
Yes, the shooting nerf from 2nd to 3rd edition changed the meta completely. Like before, you just had to have fast units on your army, or you were gonna be shot off the board. And now it's not like that. Now these units with defense 3 and a decent attack, they are worth it. Before they didn't get a chance to get in combat.
Yeah.
This seems Mental.
What?
So the terror would have gone first.
Yeah.
Charges up, turns into the militia, and then the Scarecrow Horde goes in with the Reaper Swordbringer pushing them along to keep them out of the wood. But I think they're going to hint anyway. Still mental. I don't know. Why? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, like is he? He's not going to kill the militia with the terror and then turn around and show his rear to the fanatics so he can get a rear on the polearm horde.
It's not a bad move because if the Scarecrow Horde comes in and does 4 damage, maybe 3 to 4 damage, they've got a shot at Raver in those polearms, and I know they've got Indomitable Will, but it stops one of the Berserkers going in, so they'll probably survive from the Scarecrows.
But if he doesn't kill the militia,
I
couldn't
think he will. So.
Couldn't one of the fanatics go into the flank of the terror and really beat the crap out of him?
So what's that?
Yeah, the Scarecrows are kind of in the way.
I don't think the militia. Will the militia survive? I can't remember. The terror's what? 12 melee 4 crushing attacks.
I mean, the militia stands. He just withdraw 1 inch and sidestep, and then the fanatics that are touching the hill can come into the flank.
Yeah, that's true. Terror's 10 attacks on 3s.
Iffy then, isn't it? It's iffy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing of the terror is he has a snare, and if you get flank charge,
right?
Yeah, and he's defense 3.
Yeah, defense 3.
Not going to be flank charged by fanatics. So,
No,
it's like a terror killing unit, is that?
Yeah.
They're good at it anyway, to be honest, because it wastes the crushing of the terror and the fearless. But even then, in the flank, they're awesome.
All right, so there goes one of the soul drinkers into the hero, and the other soul drinker into the hero. Okay.
Yeah, the soul reaper drinker sandwich.
Yep. Then disengage the Mind Screech, but it can't really do much other than back up because it's wavered.
Mm.
And that hero is really cheap. How many points is 40 points on foot?
The hero.
40 on foot, yeah.
Yeah, 65 mounted. He's got Blade of Slashing, I think, as well. So,
40 points is the cheapest unit on the game?
Yes.
Individual human. Cheapest unit on the game.
I think it's cheaper than a Goblin individual as well, isn't it?
I don't know all the Goblin lists, but the Wizard is 45. That I know.
Mm-hmm. Well, but the Goblin Wizard at least comes with Fireball, so that'll cost something.
I'd quite like to put the terror in with against the polearm so that when you kill it, the terror backs up a little bit and therefore can only be charged by 1 unit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Going to die.
Oh, well, yeah, the hero's not even inspiring. He's just crushing strength 1 in an individual. That's it. So that's why he's so cheap. No inspiring.
Really
so he
good.
actually is a pretty good option to like fling at some Night Stalkers then, because he doesn't give them inspiring while he's punching them.
It'd be great for this kind of list because you can effectively outrange flyers. Because you put him right in front of your list and go, I don't care much if you do anything to him. Like, it's hard to shoot anyway. He's going double will. But hey, because he's 10 inches in front of your line, so he's within 10 inches of your lines, he's projecting that extra threat so that he can sit down. If he's in range, giving you time to run up.
And you can imagine him being very epic just in front of the army charging.
Yeah. All right, so there goes the counter charge with the Scarecrows and the Terror going into the polearm block. Just hanging off the corner on the left there. And he's moving the Horror and the Mind Screech over so they can get shots at whatever he's planning on shooting at next turn. Yeah, I kind of wish he'd moved those Phantoms up ahead of the Fiend Horde instead of leaving them back.
Yeah, they're quite a good melee unit for this kind of opponent where them in a flank of anything is scary.
Yeah.
But they're right at the back of the board and can't see bugger all. So
right. Yeah, no. If they were in front of the fiends, then he could just send those into the flank of the militia, and not have to worry about putting the fiends in danger to get that chaff unit out of the way.
Yes. Yes, those Finns could use a support unit.
Yeah, Padley would usually tend to run the Fiend Horde with the Fiend Regiment in front of them. Same thing on the other side with the Butchers, so the Butcher Regiment and the Butcher Horde. Because both of these units work really well as both the Hammer and the Thick Shaft. But obviously, because they've got the speed to match, they match each other really well.
Yeah, it makes
They
sense.
make very good pairing.
Yes, and they have enough speed for the regiment to just sidestep and leave space for the Horde to charge.
I like the Phantom. That's probably as best as you could have done with it, because with him being a toe onto hill, it covers the entirety of the left line to 20 inches, which gets him up to the river. And obviously it covers the right side as well. So while he can't see much centrally, if anything pushes forward, it opens up flanks. And he can also threaten the center as well.
Here comes Adam shooting. Let's see what he shoots at. Okay, he's going for the Polearm Regiment. 2 wounds from Shade.
Yes. He only has half of his shooting power now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 hits, 2 more wounds.
It's not a bad option, but they've got Indomitable Will, so they're going to charge. Even if you do get away with it.
Yeah, 7 won't waver there, 13, 15.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. All right. So now into combats. We've got a few. That's probably what
Reapers.
the Reapers.
Ooh,
yeah.
Terrible.
It's only 4 wounds, isn't it?
Yeah, that was crap.
Is he defense 5?
Yeah.
He's defense 5.
Wow.
7.
He's 11, he's 10, 12, so that's only a waiver.
That is only a waiver. If he had Indomitable Will, you'd be fine.
5 points.
5 points.
But he's still there. That means they have to spend another turn getting rid of him now. Or at least one of them does.
One of them does, yeah. He only got half the amount of hit. He got half of. Well, I should do about 7 damage, I think, which is good.
Yeah.
You think he should have back the Finns regiment?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because it gives the Fanatic Regiment in the rear the chance to get into the combat by just pivoting around, and it forces the general to commit to the Butcher.
Yeah.
Because if he backs off 5 inches,
You made it more difficult the general to land.
yeah. Or otherwise, the general can just jump over and get into the rear of your lines, and that's a massive problem for the Night Stalkers because they're struggling to pin down the infantry, let alone a flyer in the rear.
What is the nerve on the Polearm Horde? 2022, is that a waiver?
12, 18, 20, yes. Probably brutal, but yeah.
They have Indomitable.
They do.
Sure.
I think those were our only combats.
I'd have really liked to have Bane chanted them. Who cares about lightning a Polearm regiment when you need to kill the Horde? I mean, it was a poor roll on Padley's part. In fairness, he only got 7 hits from the Scarecrows. He only converted 4 of them. He only got 5 hits from the Terror. Obviously, it should be like 7 to 8, and only converted 4 of them.
Yeah. All right. Bottom of turn 3. Let's see what X is going to do now. It looks like he's started by disengaging the general that charged the Fiend regiment.
Yes.
Go
back lines, and that's where he hurts a lot.
Where he wants to be.
Yep. So then we expect to see the militia getting out of the way and the fanatics charging into
what
finishing
Padley
off
can
the
do to stop the general from doing what he wants. However, that Terror's in trouble now.
Yep.
Yes, and he's out of the range of the soul drinkers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And looking at lots of rears and lots of flanks.
Might be that Padley can bring 18 lightning bolt around and sit him down for a turn, but that one's got headstrong.
Yep. So we'll need to actually put something.
I mean, he'll strip his nimble and fly at least, but
All right. So there's their Indomitable Will on the polearm block. So they probably going to countercharge what, the Scarecrows, we'd imagine?
yeah. It's not going to kill the Terror. The General's in where he wants to be now, so you might as well pick up the Scarecrow Horde.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe on a really good overrun, you get a back of both of them. I'd like to see the militia come up and turn like 90 degrees, so the turn after that they could turn another 90 degrees and then run up towards the top left corner of the board or pick up their objective. Should give the Berserkers enough room to charge then the Fiends, but it's going to be close.
So I think the polearm regiment is going into the other unit of Scarecrows. They're probably going to get hindered by one of those forests on their way.
Yes, because he misses them directly, so it's going to have to turn the minimum amount
Mm-hmm.
and then move. Move in a way that can get you around the terrain, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That said, he can just put the captain there. Captain's mighty. Anyway.
He could, but it's the lower forest he's going to nick when he gets down there, though.
I don't think he's too worried really about that.
No, he just wants to keep that part of Adam's line
Like
down there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Looks like we might see some fanatics getting onto the Terror.
Yeah, sit him down.
He'll be ensnared, but he's not going anywhere.
No.
Which again is really all X needs to do is hold Adam back off of these 4 objectives and swarm them with unit strength. And if he can do that and last through the game, then that's the game.
I mean, X still has his 5 of his 6 units of fanatics there, and Adam on the left doesn't have many punchy units, and many of his units they are stuck like Scarecrows and the Terror. It's not in a sweet spot now. I don't know if the Butcher Horde will do anything relevant in the game.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether these Scarecrows are meant to hold the objective on the larger hill all the way over on the right, or the kind of one in the middle.
Yeah. Bring the Butchers along, so if you need them later in the game, they are a viable unit to charge something.
Yeah, because the Butchers are threatening the General this turn, right? They're speed 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the General is going to move around the forest and doesn't care about anything.
Right. Move around the forest. It'll be tough to find a spot to put the General where he's hidden from the Butchers, but the Shade can't also get to him to ground him.
But the General is only there to delay, so if the Butchers are there, it's fine. I think X is comfortable with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just to keep the Butchers on the right and
So he's going to find another little gap where it'll sit and not be taken by the shade. It's tough, but doable.
He could also put the general in a place where the butchers can't see and the shade has to go onto the flank. So if the Fiends commit, I can still charge with the general because I'm not blocked by the shade.
Yeah.
And I hope the shade is not going to kill me.
Yep. It looks like.
I was also thinking about running the general, just thread the gap between the Fiends and the Scarecrows and just go stand on the edge of the hill and be like, all right, the shade can come at me, but it's going to have to come at me. You can't go bother my backlines now. And you're going to have to turn either the Fiends, the Phantoms, or the Butchers around to stop me now, which Padley can't afford to do. And that's a nice question of him to see, right, what are you going to do about this then?
Yes.
Maybe he'll make a mistake and chase it, or at that point he's got it because the turn after that, the shade might hit him, but it doesn't stop the general from moving 10 up and turning and being in the back line again, alongside the other general.
As he is there, I'm pretty sure the Butchers can't see him, and I'm pretty sure the Shade can't either. And if he can, he's in the flank. So
The sweet spot.
Yep.
Yeah, he can't be seen. That's just sweet.
Yep.
I kind of like this map.
I do, yeah. It can be, I think its issue is it can be a little bit finicky. There's lots of weird little pieces of terrain that stick out in ways that, like, lots of little pieces of difficult terrain is odd, because usually if you get difficult terrain, it's a nice big area piece. And then those obstacles as well are just, they're horrific, honestly. I don't like that.
No, the obstacle could be more clear, so...
Yeah.
At least you get to ignore the river as well. Obviously, I don't think they've actually mentioned it. It's actually there, we know. I think you all know as well. The obstacle in the middle is a pain there. It's not an obstacle.
Impassable. They're blocking. Yeah. On the hill, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed playing on this map. I think that's the general, like everybody we've had on to play so far and all the commentators, people have generally said they like this map better than the last couple before it.
But I kind of like every map. I think I like this better, but other maps were fun as well. They were very difficult. They were maybe unbalanced to some meta or something, but I like the change of playstyle, change of going off the epic dwarf map, typical maps, and appreciate the effort of making new maps try.
Yeah. My plan going into this one is I'm going to play a different army every game. So I've played 6 different factions this tournament. And because the maps are all different as well, I've gone really off the wall with like a lot of my lists to play into that. Like I had a 8 scouting unit Sylvankin list with 3 tree herders in there. A Northern Alliance ice avalanche list, and there's like 3 or 4 hordes of ice elementals and 3 ice queens, and just throwing that forward. I was on the one with the low height terrain one. Valinor was the Strider on the map of the field and the big like loads of obstacles everywhere.
Oh yeah, I remember that map.
You can do some really crazy lists to fit and the herd one as well. Accidentally, I didn't tweet my faction for that. Keith chose my faction for that one. But he picked herd on a map which suits the herd play style, and that was really good to play a proper guerrilla warfare style Alpha Strike herd list. So yeah, I've really appreciated the differences in the maps, because it's not something you don't usually see. You don't see maps like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that's like when I sit down and think about like, okay, I'm going to run a tournament. I'm the TO. What am I trying to do to make sure people have as much fun as possible? Like, game variety is one of the biggest things that I think you can do, because people don't want to play the same. Feel like they played the same game 5 or 6 times. You know, if you feel like you played five different games, you'll feel like you had a better time. And in an in-person tournament, like you have limited tools to do that because you have to actually have the terrain. Like you can slide the map around some, but you can't change the like number or sizes or pieces of terrain from one round to the next all that easily. And your players can't bring multiple armies. Some tournaments do a fun thing where they change the point levels between the rounds, so you can bring some variations on your list, but you can't just bring whole different armies. So like all you can really do as a TO is everything you can to encourage everyone to bring different armies from one another, so that you make sure you're playing like 5 very different opponents with different play styles and different lists. And I think that's why you do things like you pick scenarios that have different goals to encourage people to bring different lists, and you try to think of reasons to keep the meta fairly balanced, so people play lots of different armies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I don't care for the whole thing that a very small number of tournaments do. I just want to make it clear, it's a very small number of tournaments that give people maybe some bonus army appearance points if they bring us some number of Mantic models, because they want to encourage people to buy from Mantic. But I feel like since Mantic only makes units for a subset of the armies, like when you do that, you're not really encouraging people to buy Mantic models. You're encouraging them to play a smaller number of the available armies, or to bring a smaller number of the available armies. So you're kind of screwing you're kind of telling people to bring a less varied set of lists than you would otherwise. I don't know. I'm kind of against that.
If you were playing elves and you did that and you said, all right, I want to bring some Silver Breeze cav. You're like, yeah, but I've seen the Mantic Silver Breeze models and they exist. I can say that much.
Right.
You're capable of buying them, I think.
Right. Like in a world where Mantic actually made them, probably.
No one, I don't think anybody ever has bought a box of Silver Breeze cavalry since they were released. So
possibly not. Yeah.
No elf player could use them if they wanted to do that. So hey.
Yep.
You see, actually, yeah, he ended up doing what we mentioned earlier with the Fanatics going into the Fiends on the far left. So that there was space evidently for that to happen.
Yep. And it looks like he's shooting at the Mind Screech he shot at last time.
Yep. Just one.
So just one wound, yeah.
Yeah, it's Conjure Staff. That's why it's getting rolled separately to the other 9 dice he's rolling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe 2. It is 2 actually. Yeah. What Padley could have done is if he did turn the Mind Screech further, because obviously it's nimble shining with the Mind Screech to wherever the hell they like for the most part. He could have made it so they were in the flank, and obviously the Butchers would then be covering it to give him cover.
Yep. Only a 6 rolled for nerve though, so that's not going to bother that Mind Screech.
Fine. So then the counter battery's really getting there now.
Yeah.
Next turn, I think he's going to pick up a Mind Screech with that line.
All right. So I think we're looking at these Fanatics on the Fiends. Yep. So if the 9 rolls a 6, that's a 15. So that's going to be a re-roll, I'm guessing. Right? Fiend Regiment's 15, isn't it? 13, 15?
13, 15. Yeah. 9, yep. 15. Yeah.
And there's the second roll.
Yeah. It was a crap roll, but it was good enough.
Yep. All right. Figure he'll probably just pop right next door. Yep, there we go. Yeah. So there's pole arms on the Horde of Scarecrows. Is that 17? 14 wounds?
They were probably going to die anyway, but hey, there you go.
Yep.
It's a very good roll. Didn't need it.
Didn't really need it. Yep.
Probably going to be double ones on an average roll anyway. So. Yep. Risky runs there is that the Terror can now charge him and get out of range of both the General and the Fanatics if you're looking at just the left most Fanatic unit.
Yeah, true.
Padley should take.
Those are the elite rolls. 6 wounds and an 8 rolled. It's fine.
Yeah, not dash 19.
Yeah. All right, moved over Polearm Regiment on Scarecrow Horde. They're hindered So we're not expecting a whole lot out of this one.
Nah, just sit them down.
Yeah.
Hit of 5s.
Just what, 3 hits, 2 wounds?
It was a good little roll. Oh, it was average. I don't know what I'm on about. Ignore me.
Yep, can't do anything to them.
I think it's Exe now. He's controlling the area of the 4 objectives he needed.
Yeah. I think turning that polearm horde might bite him on the ass if Padley sees that, which he should, because Padley's, for all the time, he is my friend. I like to take the piss out of him because he can't type and he's barely intelligible to me as a fellow Yorkshireman. He's a smart thinker. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, and you're talking about him disengaging the terror and corkscrewing into the polearm block? Okay.
I think Padley's had too many questions asked of his list that he doesn't have enough answers for. The whole asking, like, I went back and watched my game versus Tom Anniston, talks about asking questions all the time, and I'm like, Padley, stop it. But I know what he's getting at.
Right.
If you give someone too many options to take, they're going to take a wrong option, in which case that's the mistake you get to exploit. Padley doing if that's, yeah, I like that. That's good. It's tricky. I'd have liked to do it in a way that means that the fiends can't be double charged by both regiments of fanatics. I don't think between the actual militia, between the obstacle in the middle, the blocking in the middle, and the phantom, you can create so only one regiment per fit. So you get things to come out you piecemeal, in which case the fiends will pick them up. Oh, right, there goes the shade.
All right.
That does that job. There we go.
And I see he did take the corkscrew charge with the terror, and he regened only 2 of the 6 wounds on the 4-up.
So that's definitely the right move.
But if the shade is there on the corner, could Exe on the next turn just withdraw the fanatics and with a slight pivot charge the fiend with both units of fanatics?
No, because I think the butchers are going to stop that now.
Yeah, I think the butchers are going to be in the way. They're not going to be able to get around the shade and the butchers.
I mean, he can't charge the scarecrow.
Okay.
No.
I don't. No, they can't say without looking at it. I don't know if he's got the space to fit. I do like that shade charge. That's really good.
Yes,
because red over there as well.
Yes, because the shade is out of range of the other fanatic units. So yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, Adam needs to be bold now. He's losing anyway.
Yeah.
He has to commit.
Yeah, there's 18 lightning bolt to put into that general if he wants. He's got 18 lightning bolt to take he could pick a fanatic regiment up with that. Fair, I don't know, like a 50-50 odds on the nerve roll.
Yes.
It's one or the other, and it's a tough call. He's got a lot of different. I mean, he's got so many options for what he's got to shoot at, but everything's only a big threat. We'll probably deal with one of those threats, but there's 2 or 3 more units which are in danger of picking up giant holes in Padley's lines.
Yeah. If the terror does kill the pikes and walk out of the general's charge arc, the general can just go kill one of the mind screeches. 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, he can still get the closer one there with 2 wounds. Possibly in the flank. Looks like it might be in the flank.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make it front, and if they've agreed it, they've agreed it. Currently flank.
Currently flank.
Currently flank.
It's an opportunity to pick up some sportsmanship points later if they they didn't clear it and they decide to agree about it after the fact.
Right.
Yeah, so top of turn 4, Adams had half of his army, sitting on the right side of the table, kind of doing nothing for the first half of the game, but getting in position. So this is definitely time for him to push in with everything he's got. Or he's going to be boxed out of 4 objectives.
Yes, he's moving. He's pivoted the scarecrows to get the right token on the middle, and he's moved forward with the butchers. And as long as he has the mind screech alive at the end of the game, he can always turn around, fly 12, and catch the other one.
Yep.
You see, he's put all lightning bolt into that fanatic regiment like we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
So put up to 9 damage, which is a good shot at killing it.
Yep.
I don't know if he's inspired.
The captain's in the woods, so I think so.
Ah, there he is. Yeah, cool.
And that's
Not
a 4.
enough. Not enough.
Yes.
That's unfortunate for him. He needed
On
that.
Kingdoms of Men, where everything is very inspiring, you can always, I don't know, but probably he will be.
Yeah. He's you got to find the captain, haven't you? They're not quite as good as it used to be because now you don't get the inspiring special rule going on to your inspiring talisman wizard. So your wizard doesn't get very inspiring. But hey, you've got a number well, you can't complain.
True. All right, combats. See where we're starting. Over here with the Terror looks
I
like.
really hope this pays off. I like to heckle Padley, but I really hope this pays off. It's a good move. I like it.
8 hits is a really good start.
Yep.
And 8 wounds is 7 wounds.
There you
7
go.
and a 7 and a 7.
Boom. Overrun. Go on. Have
3
it.
inches. Let's see. 3 inches might. Ugh. I think 3 inches is just
Oh,
barely
it's
not
quite
enough.
enough.
That's unfortunate.
Was 50-50.
It was. It was.
Oh, I wish he'd have got that because it'd have been a much more interesting following turn.
Yes.
That would have been. I would have between picking up the Fnatic with the lightning bolt and getting the overrun there. That would have been the break that Padley needed here to create a bit of space.
All right, and that will certainly take care of the hero with an 11 rolled for nerve.
Yeah.
A 10-12 model with wounds on it. So that gets rid of the hero in the backfield. D6, probably what? Forward with the Soul Drinker? Backwards? Backwards. Sure, get closer to the general. All right, let's see where we're going next.
Because you can start, hopefully, put lightning bolt or lightning bolt if it's still alive for a turn on something else, and then the Reapers can start pinging into these units and picking them up.
Is that 4 wounds from the Shade?
Yes.
On 5 attacks? That's really good. That looks a defense 3, right? Yeah, and the Shade's first 1, yeah. So that's 4 wounds on 5 attacks. Good job, Shade.
They are inspired. Thanks to the talisman. Not enough anyway.
5, they're all right. All right. Butcher Regiment on Militia Mob that's already got 4 wounds.
It's a croc roll.
Oh,
It's a
goodness.
shocking roll.
1 damage and 4 rolled for nerve. They'll be fine till next turn.
5, 10. He doesn't even waver him. Dread puts him on a 10. He doesn't even waver him. That's shocking.
Yeah. There's one hit on 9 dice.
Yeah.
Oof.
I was salty about my Revenant Troop 16 attacks getting 3 hits and 2 damage yesterday. So I can completely feel his pain there. Feel it from across well, he's only the next town over from me. He's fairly close.
All right. Fiends do 10 wounds to the Militia Mob, and he rolls a 7, which is enough to pick them up. I'm not sure if they're inspired. They are not.
So now means that the Fiends maybe will be able to be multi-charged by the Fanatics.
Probably. I don't know.
But he basically can't move the Fiends, otherwise the Phantoms won't be covering their flank anymore for the general to charge them. All right, here's the Scarecrows going back into the pole arms. 11 hits and 3 wounds.
Jesus.
Puts him at 7.
Just shocking.
8 rolled.
That should do it.
That
I
should
think
do
he's
it.
inspired. No, he's just out.
6, 9. 6, 9. Yeah, I think that'll kill it.
9, 16, yeah, dead. Oh, that's a break. This looks crap for Padley, but if he'd have got the rolls he needed there, the militia unit would have been dead. The Fanatics there would have been dead. The Terror would have been free and safe. And in return, those Butch unit they're not under threat by anything in the center, so they can turn towards the fiends.
Yep.
And it would have also meant, I don't know if he's going to be able to get both regiments in. Maybe with a bit of playing he can. But it could mean that Padley would have been in a really good position there to just scoop the center out from under him. And buying some time on the left for the Terror to go in and do some work and pick up that Berserker regiment. And all of a sudden, there's only actually 5 regiments of Kingdom Men left on the board. There's 2 generals and that's it. So that was a really, really, really big play. And some pot dice, but he's making lots of plays there, so he's not going to get all of them. But even then, that was some crap dice.
Yeah.
Those butchers 1 damage on a 4 damage unit with militia of all goddamn things, and you've got dread, and it's like, nah, you don't even wave me.
Yep. All right. So over to bottom of turn 4. X sends the fanatics into the front of the Terror, kind of like we expected.
You're going to pop one of the old king and put a bit of hurt out.
Yep. So expecting the general to go into its flank.
It's got to, yeah. Got to. The entire reason why he's there.
But with the Butcher's Charge and that thing, crappy rolls will be always there when you needed them. You can count of them. You can count of that 3 nerf when you need a 4, stupid thing like that.
It does happen. It does happen.
So his issue here is that Berserker regiment, because the shade is sticking out slightly. Does that do it? Oh, he's not exactly in the line though. If he's exactly in the line, he could not have gone directly forward because he'd have ended that charge move on the shade.
Yeah.
You'd have to put it away, which means he wouldn't be able to fit. But I think because they're not actually next to each other, he can.
And I guess otherwise the berserkers here can charge the end of the butchers along with the militia. Slide them over. Get rid of them. But I guess getting rid of the fiend horde is probably a higher priority.
I don't think he picks up the butchers doing that.
Oh, that's right. That 5 wounds is on the militia, not the butchers. Never mind. Never mind.
So I think they'll both fit, and that's going to really suck. Oh, they're both going on the shade.
Oh, and gonna try to double overrun?
Go for the overrun. I don't know why he's wiggling this template around. If he's trying to tell us something,
Don't know.
It's Morse code.
Maybe he's just getting our attention. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
He's getting an attention to look here where he's moving another unit on the other side of the board.
4 more units have popped up, so they weren't there before.
They're fine.
They
They just blended into the table. The colors just blended into the table. That's all. You didn't notice them.
You can put both of them into the shade. It's risky because one of them's hindered. I think you're probably better off putting both into trying to find a way from both.
Yeah, that one's easy. It just goes there. Yep. And the shade doesn't even get in its way on centering up. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, that's half the unit. Yep. So that one's easy. It's just a question of whether the other one can back up and pivot.
Or is he? You might be thinking, I can put one regiment into the team, the other regiment picks up the shade, and then hedge my bets. But I don't see why you'd hedge your bets at this point. They must be having a discussion about it because that's why he's doing all the wheeling, because they're talking about what they're trying to do. And Padley's saying, "I'm not too sure if you can get through this, that, and the other, or." It depends which order your movements are.
Sure. I guess if you move everything, if you just leave the shade standing there, then it runs over and starts punching your wizards to death. Because then there's nothing blocking your line of sight.
Do you try lightning bolt and shade off maybe?
I don't know. shooting an individual with stealthy. Does that matter for lightning? I forget.
No, I don't give a crap.
No.
That's why lightning bolt's back.
Right.
So they'd both be hindered?
Yeah, probably both hindered. So that's going to be 30 attacks on 4s and 3s?
4s and 3s. There's Bane Chant.
He has Bane Chant.
You need the Bane Chant. Because that's...
I think at least 2 wizards have Bane Chant.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 wizards have Bane Chant.
Oh, no. One of them has Striders, so he doesn't care. So only one of them's hindered.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say. He's got lots of items on these guys for these sorts of situations.
So that pushes it back up to a good shot at it. I kind of hope for the sake of the game he doesn't get it.
Sure, and then the general's going to take the flank on the phantoms to get rid of them.
Yep.
3, 6, 9. Yeah, and then he'll have to overrun to get away from those butchers. Overrun. Sidestepping probably doesn't really get him far enough.
Nah. You won't want to risk
like
more dice. You need
2 inches of overrun.
I don't think you can even do it, to be honest. No, you can't. So you'd have to overrun.
Yeah.
But do you just turn to face and accept the butchers and you do your berserkers first and then figure out from there what you're going to do.
Where's the captain going?
Joining in on the butchers.
Joining in on the butchers. Okay. Bringing inspiring to the entire middle of the board.
Whee. And the Night Stalkers do appreciate it.
They do.
It's so great when the Night Stalkers don't get to do their thing. I was stuck in Abyssal Army with no inspiring. It was just no characters, just units to a tournament. Because it was like, I want my get stuff, and it's like, I'd done some amazing units recently. I'd put a lot of effort into those things. I'm just going to take all them. I'm going to sort out characters off. I don't need them. And then I played Night Stalkers. It's like, this is the only time this has been of any benefit. And like turn 3, it was game over because I was an Alpha Strikey Abyssal Army with like Torch of Souls and Horsemen and Gargoyles, and even then he can't, because I had like 16 units and they were all hitted, or at least hitted by Night Stalkers standards being defense 4 for the most part back then. Yeah, it was an absolute massacre, and it's like, this poor guy, he's got Night Stalkers, and he's like 100 points down effective. He's got no inspiring across the board. Because I brought the joke list.
Yep. Yeah, but that's a big part of building a list to take to a tournament. Is like you don't know what matchups you're going to get.
Yeah, it is the Night Stalker issue, isn't it? It was the one my major downfall.
And then you say shit. Yeah.
I'm concerned why the general hasn't gone in yet.
Now he's figuring out what to do with the militia mob to get to the top left token.
He's got time, hasn't he? He's got time.
Yeah, he's got half an hour. We're already at the bottom of 4.
Yes, it's a good turn to start thinking, what do I need to do to get the objectives by turn 6?
Yep.
Sometimes you forget about it and then, oh shit, it's my turn 5 and I don't have any chance of getting near that token.
Yeah, that's the worst. You let it go one turn too many. Realize you should have started.
No, let's check it for Wild Charge. That's the first time he's actually rolled for Wild Charge so far.
Sure. No time he's needed it.
And he didn't get it. He's one short of...
One short of getting the Scarecrows. Yeah, he is.
Almost.
Those guys see around the woods? Yeah, okay. They can see around the woods. Just barely. Yeah. You would have really liked that to have been a double charge.
That's not bad, but you're running the risk of drip feeding units in and getting them picked up in return.
Yep.
When you don't need to. It's like you probably could have waited a turn and then gone in the general after the general picks up the terror, or bring in another unit to help out.
Yeah, maybe that's why he was holding the general back. He was waiting to see if that wild charge went through, just in case. No, he's going to go on the flank anyway. That's probably still the better plan. Because with a 4 region on the terror, like, you can't have an infantry regiment banging on it, hoping to kill it by itself.
I've just realised all these dead units are in the top right corner. Like, oh, it's a nice little callback to when we were allowed to play in real life.
Yep.
Oh.
Your graveyard. Right. I think that's probably going to be. Looks like he's maneuvering his wizards to make sure he's got clear shots on whichever mind screech he's going to try to shoot to death this time. Probably the one with 5 wounds. And I guess he's probably just going to leave those berserkers with 9 wounds on them right there, mining that objective.
Yeah, I don't see them surviving. I think a soul drinker will get to them at one point, or a lightning bolt will tap him.
Yeah.
Padley's got a lot of stuff for picking up units late game.
And they're pretty soft targets. So.
Maybe he could just move them into the forest, so lightning hits on 5 at least. Yeah, I think these last 3 turns, these lightning bolts are really going to pay off for Padley.
All right. Here comes shooting.
Yep. Walking around the Bane Chant Wizard.
Lightning bolt to the.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's just risking. I get it, but I think you're just a bit risky not ensuring the Bane Chant against the Fiends. I always roll your boomstick first and then figure out with the 2 Bane Chanters.
Right. No, it's lightning.
All lightning. Just 1.
So that's 2 wounds total between all 3 wizards. Put them at a 7.
I think the weather has cleared because the lightning bolt from has been crap.
Oh, but that was a 9 rolled.
9/7 is dead with a reroll. Dead again.
Yep. And dead again. Yep, because the captain's close enough now. But that does pick up a mind screech, leaving Adam with just the mind screech and the horror for lightning bolt, which is still a decent amount.
It's the same amount of lightning bolt now as Kingdom of Men have.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Men have killed 2 mind screeches doing it, and the lightning bolt for Padley's part has not done as much, I don't think.
Yep. So he's going to pop Blood of the Old King.
Yeah, gotta, why not?
Because he's ensnared there, so getting a reroll 1s will help.
Especially when you roll like that.
Yeah, that's 5 ones.
I don't know, because maybe it will give you a lot of wounds and you need that unit to get the token. And maybe you can get 1 wound with lightning ball and that's it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like if that horror peeks around the corner and goes, oh, look at that. Ooh, and just takes you off because you decide to use Blood of the Old King when you've got a flank with your general on wing base.
Because the terror has 4 wounds and he's getting flank charged by the general and also decent amount of attacks on the front.
Yeah,
so
you can afford to wait there as well.
I think I will not have used the Blood of the Old King.
But even in this scenario where it seems like Blood of the Old King is a shoo-in, no. That's how bad this item is. I hate Blood of the Old King so much. Because that horror can peek around the corner now because it's on 7 damage and do 2 damage and take him off on an average roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Terror's gone now. Terror's gone. That's another question: is what do you do with the General Winged Beast? Because you need that bottom left corner. Because Padley's going to take 3 tokens and you need 4 to win. I think he might have scuppered himself doing that because he hasn't got top left, he hasn't got bottom left if the lightning turns up, which it probably will. That central 9 damage Matic is going to die.
Probably.
Exequiel needs to win this game. The scenario is all important here. Right? He's got no way of touching the butchers or the 2 scarecrows on the right. So here we go on the fiends, I think.
I think so.
In the first round.
Only 5 hits, I think. Yeah.
Yes, he's the melee 4 one because of the hindered, and he converts 3 of those. That's an 8. That needs a big roll. It's not a big roll.
Not big enough.
They fit it. I mean, yeah, great, you kill a Mind Screech, but there's a horde of fiends that wouldn't be alive if you've been enchanted.
What's the 13? No,
They
16,
got
18.
They'd have converted another 5 damage.
That first roll would have been a waiver, but on the re-roll, he doesn't get it.
I still think I prefer a dead Mind Screech.
I don't know. Ooh.
Nah, I'd rather get the fiends out.
Only 6 hits from the general in the flank. That's 6 wounds.
Yep.
No.
No, I think are they dash 12, 10, 12?
They're like, yeah, they're dash 12. They're like, they're like wraiths. So he misses by 1.
So we have a butchers coming out.
Yeah, I think you do that, don't you? Because the fiends are still alive, so you've got time for the butchers to kill that, turn around, and then match back up the board to take the central token.
Yeah, that was a really bad roll. It was 14 attacks on 3s, and he only hit 6 times. Oof.
Still, if they're dash 12, they are not waiver. You can move the phantoms up and turn them so they get out of the range of the fanatics, and next turn you can go with them to grab the token.
Yeah, unless the lightning bolt picks them up.
Yeah.
That's also a good play. I think because the butchers will be hindered, even though it's a rear. I think you put the phantoms in as well, just to add 1 or 2 more damage on and make sure.
I think the captain and the militia may have done no wounds to the butchers.
No way. Or is this?
This is the fanatics on the scarecrows, but I don't think the captain hit, and I think the militia rolled all 4s to wound.
Oh, I mean, at least both sides there are using pillows.
Yeah.
Yes, he's ended the turn.
One hit from the butchers is terrible. However.
So now we have the shade can go wizard hunting or whatever the shade needs to do.
I think you pick up unit strength. I mean, wizards is great. I don't know. Maybe sit the boomstick down.
Or yeah, maybe he can. Another thing you can do is try to get lucky and pick the wounded fanatic wounds with the shade if you get lucky, and try to get rid of the other with the fiends.
I think the fiends counter the bottom one. The shade picks up the right side, the top one. Your phantoms and the butchers take the general, and then you've cleared 3 units on that entire side of the board. Which is a really nice place to be, considering Padley looked like he was on the way out.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think Adam has gone for a quick restroom break and left his clock running.
Yes.
But he's got 40 plus minutes still on his clock, and it's top of turn 5, so it's probably okay.
As long as it's not a very long piece.
Yeah. I don't know how many beers he's drank so far in this match.
I know Padley very, very well, so let's not elaborate on how this is going to Many a legend about Padley's abilities. Terrifying and inspiring in equal measure.
I think Exe not getting the Phantoms is really, really big for Padley because now the Butchers get into play. Because if not, there's the Forest and he will not be able to get so close.
Yep.
And now the Butchers are there.
Yeah. Because looking at this, you've got a good scenario where Exequiel, through a bit of bad dice and maybe a couple of misplays in terms of using all blood yoking and all that kind of stuff, he loses 4 regiments of fanatics, a militia regiment, maybe a 5th one actually, because the Scarecrows could just go out of the pack, and the general on wing base picking up 7 scoring units in one turn, which would be a legendary move.
That's true.
That's the risky thing when you've got a side with 4 objectives and a side with 3, and I say I'm not going to contest the 3 on the other side. If you don't make it to get the 4, you're giving your opponent a really big opportunity in the game.
This is a mad game.
Yes.
It is fun. It is fun watching X play because he just brings so many units and there's stuff everywhere. There's things dying left and right. Like it's a very action-packed kind of game.
Both of them are non-typical versions of what you'd normally see for each respective army.
Yes.
Like as much as Night Stalkers, you see this on the other Padley's list is quite a lot different. Like yes, it's 3 mana creatures. However, Reaper Soul Drinkers and Shades and Fiends and
Scarecrows and Terrors and
Oh my.
It's not all Butcher Hordes and Dread Fiends and
they're all good, very good generals. They don't give like stupid mistakes like I don't give a flank charge when I shouldn't be. They are all about dice and about this strategy worked well, this strategy did not work well, but they not commit stupid mistakes. So one Soul Drinker is helping to get rid of the Fanatics with the Scarecrows.
And we have a general sandwich up in the top right between the Phantoms and the Butchers, and the Fiend Horde has countercharged the lower regiment.
And the Shade on the top.
And the Shade into the rear of the other one. That's already got 4 wounds on it, so...
One of those Reapers is now helping out the Scarecrows against the Fanatic Regiment, which is a good move because that's like 3 to 4 more damage.
Yeah.
Although I think that's the right move. I was thinking maybe you put 1 Reaper and the Butchers into the Captain and try and pick him up. But I think killing units is the most important.
Yes.
So you send the other one over to kind of threaten the General, flush him out.
Yeah, and the Shade also has a decent chance of rooting up because if he gets rid of the General, then the top unit is not expired. Unless he's the Wizard with Expiring Talisman. That I haven't checked that.
No, that's the Boomstick there.
The one in the middle of the woods is the inspiring one.
Because obviously coming off the hill, that Reaper had got Thunderous as well. They've been 10 melee, 3 crush 2 attacks essentially. With the Butcher Regiment, we may actually hit this time. So hey.
No, he's changing his mind. He might be going after the Captain then.
Yeah, it is a play.
But the Captain is like really resilient. He's 14-16 or something like that.
14, I think. He was 13-15, second edition. They bumped him up by 2 nerve because he was terrible and probably the worst living legend in the game. They gave him rallying to 2 more attacks and 2 more nerve, and he was the same price.
He's 13-15, which I think it's a lot for just 10 attacks.
Yeah, I think the Butcher's going on him as well.
Yeah, it looks like they slid over a little.
But I mean, getting these Fanatics and keeping the Scarecrows alive.
I think that's the more important play, yeah. I think that's a better choice.
And he's left the other Reaper Soul Drinker where they are. All right, but the horror is going to try to pick off these.
I thought that Reaper was in sight of the Berserker unit, but
Guess not. All right, there's a Mind Screed shooting at the 9 damage.
Yep.
Fanatics for another 2 wounds. Put them at 11. And they're dash 15, so it's a 4 twice.
Yep. Captain's out of rallying.
Yep.
Yep. And this is where Blood of the Old King might have undone him. It's only 1 hit. It does 1 damage though.
Yeah.
Needing a 7 twice, which is like 11% odds, 40%.
Yeah. 1 out of 3.
He's got another turn to do it.
And he gets those Fanatics up at the top.
Yeah, that's big. That's
And
big.
7 once, and only a 6.
Ooh, just short.
Very nearly gets the other one.
But he's got another turn to do it.
He does.
And nothing can stop that horror at the moment.
Yeah, X does everything over there. The general is kind of facing the wrong way to help on the other side of the forest there. So that's going to bring us to melee. We'll see where Adam wants to get started there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 combats.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to go on the general first. We'll have butchers in the rear, more horrors in the front.
I think I'd have done scarecrows on the left, then I'd have done... Oh no, I'd have done the general up top first. See if you kill that inspiring. Then you do the shade on the regiment. And then probably the captain, in case you get rid of that inspiring then. Then you do the last 2 regiment.
I think that's 15 wounds from the butchers.
Ow. Yeah.
Yeah, just roll nerve. All right. So that takes out the general.
No, that's... I think, yeah, at that point, I'd take the certainty of the butchers picking the token up rather than phantoms.
Yeah.
Phantoms can get lightning bolted.
So here's the shade in the rear of the fanatics that are already wounded.
2.
An 11 for nerve.
He's just out of inspiring.
So that'll pick that up.
Yep.
6, 9, yeah.
Yes, that's what I meant. The shade hits on 3s and 2s, and
With dread.
they're not inspired.
With dread, yeah.
For the purposes of dread equating to attacks is essentially 2 more attacks really because you're going to miss one and pick up the other. So if you think of it that way, the shade's kind of running at 7 attacks in terms of combat potential.
There we go. Yep.
But also dread's amazing because now it gets to affect the next combat. Oh, shades is so good.
Yes, she is.
All right. See if he goes to the fiends. Nope, he's going to go down and beat up on the captain next.
Yeah, he's seen that the captain's the issue. 8 hits, that's good.
Okay, that's a soul drinker. Only
I think
crushing 2.
I think this was needlessly risky. Yeah, it's Thunderous 1 because of the hill.
Right.
Butchers continue to be crap.
Oh god, yeah. It's only
But
one
the
more.
butchers are safe, I guess. I mean, the general has line on their flank.
Okay, he survives. The first roll of a 9 got him, but 3 on the reroll means the captain sticks around.
Yes, 30-50 is tough.
Yeah.
10 hits. Should convert. Yep, all of them. Cancel 11 with dread, so it's a 4. I think he's just out of rallying. Yep, gone.
All right.
This has taken a turn.
Yeah, it
This
has.
has taken a turn.
It really, really has.
Can't do that.
What are we up to now? Four scoring units. X has lost this turn.
Yeah, out of a potential 7.
Lost 1 to shooting, lost to generals, lost 2.
Fanatics, yeah.
He lost
Fanatics.
2. No, 1 shooting. Yeah, you're right. So he lost 2. Yeah.
It's 10 wounds from the scarecrows.
Yes.
All right,
Wow,
5 twice.
yeah.
No, 6 twice from rallying.
Yeah. But I'd have just wanted the Reaper in there to make that a 2.
Ugh. All right, that'll pick them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
7 twice, we'll pick them up.
And that's 5 scoring units.
That's 5 scoring units gone on turn 5.
And 4 are Fanatics, which are hitting units as well. The General, which is also a very important unit.
Yeah, he's effectively out of Fanatics because the last one is irrelevant and
It's a really big loss for Exe.
yeah. This is I'd never would have been. And I saw as a turn 3 or something where it's like, if Padley got all that, he'd be in a really good position. I didn't think this was going to happen though.
Okay,
This is going to happen.
he's lost 4 of the 5 Fanatics, and 1 is badly injured. He's got 7 damage.
Yeah. It's that one is out of the game and will probably be shot up next turn.
I usually don't even have 5 scoring units left by turn 5. Like that was big.
And Padley has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scoring units left.
Yeah.
He's not lost too much, and that seems weird to say.
Yeah, he's lost the Fiend Regiment, he's lost a Horde of Scarecrows, he's lost the Terror,
2 Mind Screech.
2 Mind Screeches. I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh man, Ezequiel's in a real big fix just to collect objectives now.
Yeah. Yeah, run.
Yeah.
Let the general try to hold the objective down there. Yeah, now he's pretty much got to just turn everything to head towards objectives.
Yeah. So how does Exequiel rescue this, do you think?
He cannot lose any more scoring units.
I think he has to hope that the horror doesn't do enough damage to the berserkers. The general has to back off into the corner. Hope that the scarecrows get picked up by the captain and the militia can hold. So I think he's looking out for a draw here. You bring all your lightning to bear on the fiends to pick them up.
Yes, looking for a draw here.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning Bolt pick the Fiends and maybe the Phantoms.
If you've got a spare lightning bolt, get the phantoms as well, yeah. And then play for the draw. But you still got to sit that Mind Screech down because it can just jump over your lines in turn 6 and you sit on the last objective and say, I win.
Yes.
Yep.
And you hope the captain beats the Scarecrows.
He's currently out of range to do that because Padley backed the Mind Screech off. I think he might rue that for him. Rue the day. But on a turn 7, he can potentially then jump over.
Yep. Bottom of turn 5. X is trying to figure out what he can do to stay in it after a really, really crushing top of turn 5 for Madam.
I don't think I've ever seen a game where it seemed so certain and it swung so completely the other way before. I don't think I've ever seen it to this scale. And it's not like this wasn't off of like mad dice or anything either. It wasn't double 1s or double 6s. Padley didn't roll particularly amazing in any real respect.
Nah. I think the general roll on the Phantoms maybe was Exe wasn't expecting that underperformance.
Because if that doesn't happen, then the general walks forward enough. The butchers don't make it. The general's still alive.
The general needed a 2 or a 3 on the overrun, though.
Yeah.
But that's not,
Yeah, he might have gotten stuck, but this...
It does ask the question of actually going for the Phantoms was worth it at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
On the fly, I mean, it was a pretty... I feel like it was a pretty safe charge. But he rolled really poorly to hit.
Yeah, it's like the conversation me and Keith were having yesterday about his beast nature going to the rear of my zombies. Like, it's a fairly safe chance you kill him. There's a fairly, you've got a two-thirds chance on the overrun, but if you don't get it, you've given up.
Yes.
You've given up a tournament point. 70 points of zombies. Who cares? What has that actually gained you? Like, you can make a big play, but it does nothing for your overall game plan.
Yes, even if you only need...
Winning the game is the important thing.
Yes, even if you only need a 2 on the overrun, 1 of 6 times is going to fail.
Yeah. Like, take your certainties. I think...
They're arguing about the obstacle.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea that, no, you kind of got to keep the butchers there, haven't you? Because otherwise they can walk onto the centre. I was thinking of corkscrewing. No, but you can't because the shade is there. Ignore me. I'm trying to pass what wiggly template. Ironically, I'm having a harder time understanding that than if he was to speak Spanish to me. My Spanish is terrible. That's the English education system for you. Everybody should speak our language. Isn't that why we conquered half the planet? Just to stop this damn thing from happening in the first place.
In Spain, we all have English as mandatory subject. It used to be French before. Now it's English.
I'm surprised it would have been French anyway. Like, apart from spite, like, how much of the world's media have our lot managed to like monopolize with our language? We're absolute buggers, aren't we? Oh, what is this? What's this? But anyway, enough talk of gangrenization of the world. Probably was something more interesting, Kings of War.
Yes, we're here for the toys.
This game is meant. I've enjoyed this. This has been mad.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know what I would be thinking if I was X right now, right? Having played the game up to that point that I played, and have the game turn so strongly, and now to be looking at the table to be like, okay, what's plan D? I guess because he just picked up A, B, and C in one turn.
I think actually the major point here was that one turn where I think he got greedy. He lightened off a mind screek, neutral of the Old King, and that's put him in a horrible situation where now the Fiends are alive. Both regiments of Fanatics are dead, and the less Fanatics regiment is so hurt that the lightning bolt can finish them off. I think those two choices are actually probably the key point.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess if he hadn't charged with the general, he hadn't used Blood of the Old King, and he Bane chanted the unhindered Fanatics instead of lightning bolting.
Because that'd have converted another 5 damage into those Fiends. Obviously, like hindsight and all that's what it is. You can't count damage, which you.
Yes, sometimes you get overconfident and you get greedy. It happens to me a lot of time with the boots of striding. That should I use the boots of striding with this unit? Nah, I'm just probably gonna kill it. And then shit.
Oh no, my rolls were even worse than I thought. This is like Ezekiel's made an excellent decision here with his lightning bolt to go for the Phantoms, because now it means on a turn 6 game end, Padley can't take that centre right objective.
Yeah.
Yes.
For some reason, he left the butchers looking at nothing. I think it's because the Fanatics could have been alive, but even then, who cares if they could have been alive? They can't take the objective. So I think both of them have kind of slightly taken their eye off the ball with the scenario. And there you go.
He's also went for the Mind Screech, the 2 wounds.
Yeah. Combat.
So these are the militia mob.
They should be hindered. It's technically it's a charge. Oh, I don't know. That's close. Yeah, it should be hindered because he would have moved crossfire, so he should have been on the obstacle, saying the entire thing.
Yeah, so there he is, only doing 2. I think.
They've talked about it because I saw moving the 3-inch on the obstacle, the 3-inch disc. So they might have agreed.
Yeah.
Right. There's the captain.
It is a bit of a piss take, is that random column. Oh, go on, Captain. I love the Captain.
3 wounds.
Well, 15 needs a 7.
Gets a 7.
Yep. And again. Ooh, drum roll, please.
Hey!
Hey. Yes, go on, Captain. I like the Captain.
Yes, he's great.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely helps. It picks up a big scoring unit.
Mm.
Yes, and he needed to pick that now because next turn maybe the captain will be swarmed by the soul drinkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the plays for next turn is the horror goes for the berserkers. The Mind Screech goes up to help in case the horror screws up. both soul drinkers jump on the captain. So then the captain can't sit down the Mind Screech. The Mind Screech has got the ability to turn Sentry Token. And Padley wonders why he left the butchers looking towards the centre of the map for no goddamn reason.
Looks like he sidestepped the captain. And that is going to bring us to the top of turn 6.
Ooh.
So he needs the butchers to get 1, get the other 2 with the scarecrows. And Exequiel only has 4 scoring units.
He's likely to lose 2.
Probably can sit all 3 lightning bolt down here. The Fiend can take the boomstick, the Shade can take the top unit with the Conjurers, and the Soul Drinker can stop the other one. And if the captain gets picked up by that other Soul Drinker, there's nothing to stop that Mind Screech from sitting on the objective. 7.
Yep. And Adams just realized he can't get the butchers within 3 of the objective on the hill. Yep.
Yes, but he needed those butchers to commit to the general.
Oh! Oh, damn it, Padley.
The Mind Screech could.
Are the scarecrows? They're looking the right way. They can go and get the one in the middle of the hill.
Yeah.
Nah, the Mind Screech can't also.
They move 8, so they can get there. All right, so one of the Soul Drinkers has gone on the captain.
What's this Shade doing? Bring him back.
Don't know.
No, I think the shutting down the lightning bolt is the right play there. Yep, Soul Drinker. That's like that. I like that. That's not how that works, but okay. He doesn't care. I don't think. What are you doing, Padley? You know what? Not how individuals work. You've hindered your fiends for no reason. All right. Padley is sometimes a very intelligent man. Sometimes he's a bloody idiot. In a nice way.
Because the angle he's got there, he can't overrun into the flank of the militia because he'll bump the butchers first. Yeah.
Has he forgotten the base? Like me and our lot, we've got obviously this own little chat between all one northern team. We were just literally talking about individuals today, about how people keep getting them wrong and using them wrong. Because this is off the back of me playing yesterday when I forgot the individual rule and I moved units in the wrong way. I think it was for the zombie unit and the zombie troll unit, and they should have moved across, and I did that wrong. And also moving the horseman, the druid up and then turning and being an inch away, it's like you can't do that because you have to come at a weird oblique angle to like drift in front and power slide your horse in front of that angle.
There's 1 wound from the Mind Screech on the Fanatics, and 4 from the Horror.
Yeah.
Oof.
Padley should also note that I think that does that pond count as terrain? If it does, then he would be get cover. So I think he just won't stand in there. So I think he's forgotten about that. There we go.
Yeah, I think that you can easily forget that the pond is terrain because the river is not terrain, and then you forget about that.
Well, he needed a double 1 there, and that's all one of the Open's fault. Crap at him. It's crap at him. I hate it so much.
All right, so now to combat. It looks like one of the Soul Drinkers has gone into the woods after one of the mages.
Yeah.
Does a couple of wounds. Rolls an 11, rolls an 8.
All 3 mages are in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that would be a 12, I think, because of Dread.
Yeah.
Other Reaper on the Captain. Does 4. Which is really good.
Looks for 10, so it needs what, a 5?
Yes.
Dread. Okay, so they just
Dread.
remembered Dread. Kills the wizard. Yep, that'll kill the Inspiring Wizard. And there's the nerve check on the Captain.
Ooh.
That'll pick up the Captain. All right, where to next?
Shade.
Shade on the other wizard. 3 wounds. Needs a 9, rolls a 10. No more Inspiring left, I think.
All right. This kind of adds insult to injury, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, wizard. You can do it. I think I'd have liked all 3 of those wizards to be mounted on pegs, personally, because then this would be far less of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because all 3 of them could have bomb burst and gone sat on objectives.
Yes. Yes. Wizards on Pegasus are amazing. They score, they move a lot.
And a 10 for the nerve roll will easily pick up the 3rd wizard. So there will be no lightning bolts coming.
No, they are. All lightning bolt is dead.
And there's the 6-inch overrun, which won't contact the enemy, but that's okay. And the butchers still only hit once, but hey, they wound once this time. They are fired, man.
This is the most incompetent fight I've ever seen.
And only a 5 rolled on nerves. The militia mob survives.
Yeah, they wavered, but they survived.
Wavered. All right, because I got that really low waver point.
For some reason. They can just drop that. They don't need it. It's just that. Then nobody takes them anyway, so who cares?
Man. All right, so that's going to bring us to the bottom of 6, where X really doesn't have much to do other than try to get 2 objectives and have the game end.
Yes.
Yeah. Currently it's 2-2.
Depends on whether they're counting that as 3 inches or not.
Yeah, there will be.
But yeah, that should. Is that going to turn this into a draw if the game ends right now? Adam only has 2 points.
Somehow. Well, mainly because he fucked up with the butchers.
Right. He could have moved. That's right. If he turned the butchers, he could have marched with them, and then these scarecrows could have run up on the hill and picked up the 3rd one.
That's how you could tell he wasn't listening. Otherwise, they'd have heard me shouting from here across the town.
Right.
Turn
the butchers.
Turn the butchers. It's not safe.
Yeah. Jesus. So on a turn, so basically, the only die that X needs to roll this turn is the turn 7 die and have the game end, and it'll be a draw.
Stupid risk for no game. Padley. He's over there. He's somewhere over there, about 3 or 4 miles.
And that's game.
Oh, the
So
draw.
X is going to make it out with a draw by like the skin of his teeth there.
Yes.
How did it end up like this? How did he go from an absolute steamroller one way to an absolute steamroller the other way to a draw? What insanity's happened here?
And without the Surge Magic torpedoes.
Yeah. Yeah, if those butchers were zombie trolls, he could have surged them in.
That's right. Wow. All right.
Surge is only an advantage. Sorry, Shamrock. Only ever. It's never not a descendant. No.
All right. So we will give them a couple of minutes. I don't know if they're going to total up their points first or just come back or not. But yeah, that's going to be a draw.
Yes. Until turn for X for me was clear. The game was clear.
It was. It seemed like it was thrown up, didn't it? It seemed like the game was over already. We were just watching it play out, and then.
And then just a couple of little things and a whole bunch of decent dice rolling. Like not great dice rolling, but not awful dice rolling.
7 fairly good opportunities. Like there were all 7 good opportunities to pick up 7 scoring units in one turn, and he got 5 of them.
I think he got 5 of them. Yeah.
He's absolutely about right.
Yeah.
Absolutely about right.
Yeah. That is a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 5 of his 6 fanatic completely fresh. Well, no, one not. One half. One had 9 damage and 4 were fresh. And on turn 5, they were all gone.
Well done.
Yeah. That was quick.
Remind me never to take Blood of the Old King. Never.
Never.
Never ever take it. Unless it's on a vampire on dragon, because he's got life leech too.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, you take on something with a bunch of life leech or a bunch of heal. Or...
Never. I will put Mace of Crushing. Not tempted.
All right. So it looks like for kill points, Adam killed 1955 and X killed 1335 is the numbers they're coming up with. I'm not sure how that works out on the chart. It's probably like +2, +3 territory.
I think, it's probably like a +4 for Padley and a +3 for Exequiel, I reckon.
Yeah. And then +2 for the objectives for both.
Probably looking at a 15, 16, 15 to Padley.
Yeah.
Somehow, like if you'd have picked pick a score from turn 3. Pick a score from turn 4. Pick a score in turn 6, and none of us would have got to anything across to that, would we?
8 to 21. No. Wrong. What? The hell they manage that?
These guys brought what? Like there's like 30 odd scoring units on the board.
Yeah.
More. I think more. Like Exe had 18 drops, and he had 13 scoring units.
He had he had 4 individuals, didn't he?
He had 3 wizards, the captain, and the hero.
And 1 hero, yeah.
13.
So she's 13.
Had 17 drops, the horror, the 2 soul drinkers, and the shades, so he had 13. So he had 13.
26.
So 26 scoring units on the board, and they've managed to get 2 objectives apiece.
It's a bloody match. And they've done the math, and they've come up with 16-15 as well. And here they come.
Hey!
Vamos!
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Very nice match.
Crazy game.
Crazy game.
I have one turn when everything is bad for me. Is dead unit. I can in the next turn for stay beware my points.
Yeah, we were watching that game, and turn 3, turn 4, we were like, X clearly is in great position, and he's got him on the ropes. And then turn 5, Adam comes in and kills like 5 scoring units in one turn, and we were like, "What the hell just happened?"
I will say though, I don't think you realise there was actually fairly average kills for me. There wasn't.
No, we said there's 7 units there. You could pick up 7 scoring units, and realistically, 4 to 5 of them you should get on average rolls. Like the variation of which ones you get is all over the shop. However, you've got good odds of picking up 5 units at least. And
it wasn't hot dice at all.
What did I get? 5, 6?
5.
You got 5 out of 7.
You got 5 scoring units, yeah. And I think you might have wavered one of them. Was it? Was that one of the turns when you wavered one of them? Maybe?
You failed to get the militia, and you failed to get the boomstick, the horror on the bottom left.
Oh, that butcher regiment was shit. It did like 2 damage all game.
27 attacks out, and it's done 2 damage.
But that was a very well played game for both of you. That was an awesome game to watch. Thanks, guys. There was a lot of action. That was just brutal. Like we were counting up how many scoring units you guys brought total, and then looking at how many were actually left. Like you guys definitely went at each other. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Have you guys seen what the clock was like, by the way?
I think you had like half an hour, and X was down to like 6 or 7 minutes.
So at the end of the game, I had 25 minutes. X had 2.
Yep.
I use my time.
Yep.
A lot of units to move, and this going my time down. And I remember that turn on Adam's kill me everything. I thinking, what? Okay, next turn this unit go do that. Okay. This no one. That another unit going to be that kill. Okay. I can do next turn.
I think it was the turn 4. The one that I looked at, and I was wondering your thinking was I think it's turn 4 where you used one of the Old King, racked up a load of damage where you didn't need it, and then the Bane Chant, the Berserker regiments, instead you went for the you went to pick up the lines. Like just make it certain, make it safer, and the Phantoms as well. We're looking at them going, I think you didn't need to do any of those 3 things just to play it safer, and you've gone big, and then oh my god, it just went horribly wrong after that.
If my mistake, and with Adam you can do a mistake. You can have a mistake with Adam. You're writing balls.
No, Adam correctly picked up on pretty much every little opportunity. The only thing for Adam when I was shouting "You're a fool" was that butcher horde and not turning it, like took face towards the middle of the board. So what? That's not important.
I will be brutally honest. The reason I didn't turn it is because I thought I had an extra turn. In my head, I was actually a turn behind.
Okay, that happens. People lose count.
Oh no. That would have
been guaranteed.
Biggest mistake on your part.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions for them?
I think the big mistakes you did make were the
wake up, Louis.
Just not needed.
No.
And it sounds stupid, but actually shooting the mind screeches is a mistake.
I have another mistake for Adam is that when the winged general charged your Fiend regiment and he wavered them, you didn't back the Fiends back, so they get out of range of the fanatics.
Yeah, you could have forced the general to commit to the Fiends rather than into your backlines, and that was the other major thing.
To be honest, I didn't even measure it.
Fair.
But that was a great game to watch, just for the complete. I'm just saying, we couldn't have predicted that outcome. No one of everybody who plays Kings of War could have looked at that map and gone, "This is going to end up at 1650." Not after turn 2, where it's like Ezekiel's about to get this. Turn 3, Ezekiel's got this in the bag. To turn 4 to 5, and all right, now Adam's got this in the bag. To turn 6, and it's draw somehow.
Yeah.
Mad, absolutely crazy game.
Yeah, no, it's
Thank you.
yeah, it's one of those games that's just a joy to watch because within the space of a turn or a few die rolls, you're like, hold on, this is this thing's back up in the air, it's back up for grabs. Who knows what's going to happen?
Reaper soul drinkers are amazing.
Yeah,
They did the job. I've been saying that. I really enjoyed both of your lists because both your lists are a different version of what you use as Kingdom and Night Stalkers. They both do well, pretty much completely different things. What you use them. So, it's refreshing.
yeah, it was very cool. So thanks so much for letting us look over your shoulders while you played, guys. Again, appreciate it. That was an excellently played game by both of you, and a really exciting finish. So I guess since it was a draw, I congratulate both of you on not losing.
Yeah.
Technically, the Brits got the slight advantage of the Argentinians there.
Got one more point.
It's not going to penny shootout, is it? Because that doesn't go well for us.
Rematch.
I demand a recount.
No, that's our thing now. You don't get to do that anymore. We own that now.
It's cultural appropriation, Padley. We're not asked to do that.
True.
So I'd like to thank Adam and X for letting us check out their game. That was a great game, guys. Thanks a lot. And I'd like to thank Tom and Lewis for staying up to hang out with me and talk about the game. And I'd like to thank everybody for checking us out online and watching the game here with us. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Coming up next weekend, I think next Saturday, we're going to have the Table 2 match, and next Sunday, we're going to have the Top Table match. So I'll announce specific times for those in a few days. So keep your eyes open for that. Otherwise, once again, thanks everyone. And I'm your host, Mike Adkins, saying you stay safe out there, and we will see you next time on Dash 28 Live. Bye, everybody.
Bye.